What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So, with only 2 weeks left until the Arnold Classic Ohio, we're going to talk about the top 3 in the lineup this year. In such a competitive lineup, there's a lot of talk about who will be rounding out those top 3 spots this year. So, based on the most current updates, who's going to make those top 3 spots? Well, let's talk about who we know will be up there, pretty much for sure. Well, first off, Nick Walker. I think it's safe to say we'll see Nick in that top 3, top 2 even. And Nick's latest update only solidifies that position for me. Chances are very high that most of the guys in the lineup are going to have some real trouble when they turn around and stand back to back with Nick Walker. The detail in Nick's back on show day and just the sheer width that he has is always some of the most insane that bodybuilding really has ever seen. With still 2 weeks to go, Nick has been the most consistent guy this whole Arnold prep, really sticking to his game plan of just riding that wave after the Olympia to cruise into the last few weeks of prep for the Arnold. But now, it's really starting to wear on him.
How do I feel? I feel like $1 million.
And understandably so. He's been dieting for what, 5 or 6 months now straight? Yeah, absolutely, it's getting real tough for these guys. But Nick, he really didn't have to diet down or train really hard to make big drastic changes like some of these guys were really looking to do. You know, just look at Andrew Jack, who really did change everything leading into this Arnold Classic prep, as compared to the Olympia. He changed his diet, his training, his location, where he sleeps at night. Everything is different. And I do think that Andrew is going to be in that top 3 this year. Now, part of the reason I think that is, like I just said, his diet, his training, everything has really changed. It's a big shock to his system. And the updates that we've been seeing posted from the Andrew Jack camp, they just can't be ignored. So just looking at Andrew's training, all of the guys out there are definitely training hard, but I don't think anyone has been training as hard as Andrew Jack. He's apparently had no rest days. He's definitely training like an animal. He's posing in a closed room, blasting with heaters, in California no less, and then hitting the sauna for 30 minutes a day. These are big changes.
I don't know, seriously, what does it feel like?
There's no way anyone's even going to be close to that. There's no way.
No, they're not.
Oh, and I don't know if Psycho Lewis was trying to just tease the fans with this quick shot of Andrew in the sauna, and you really can't see anything, but in the latest live stream from Psycho Lewis after posing practice, we do get a little glimpse of Andrew Jack just in the sauna, and it doesn't really tell us anything about how he's looking, but you can definitely see that he is looking huge right now. I mean, just from the way that his arm looks from what we can see. So look, Andrew Jack deserves top 3 just with the effort that he's been putting in as far as I'm concerned. He's trained harder than anybody. But you see Samson Dauda, who's training very, very hard as well. And so far, I think Samson is definitely the most improved competitor that was in the Olympia lineup. Now, Samson says that dieting down for months and months has allowed his skin to thin out a bit, and I don't know if that's possible, but he certainly does look a lot harder and a lot grainier than he was at the Olympia. So with massive improvements in a short period of time on full display, I'm confident that Samson is going to be in that top 3. Now listen, I know, what about Shaun Clarida? What about Big Ramy? Or Bonac? I mean, look at these guys. Shaun is going to be the most conditioned guy on that stage, I would say. He's a 2-time 212 Olympia champion. Ramy is a 2-time Olympia Open champion and won the Arnold Classic Brazil in 2015. And William Bonac is a 2-time Arnold Classic Ohio champ himself with more experience on an Arnold stage than anyone in the lineup. And any of those guys could make the top 3. But when it comes to Shaun, Ramy, and Bonac, I think that Shaun is going to be just dwarfed by the bigger guys. Ramy hasn't recovered enough after the Olympia, and I think Bonac is going to come in absolutely in shape, but I think that there's just going to be guys on that Arnold stage with better structure. That's honestly how I feel about it. I will admit that Shaun Clarida is the biggest wild card of the show, no question. And I think Shaun has the best chance of really just proving me wrong. We know Shaun is going to be shredded, we know he's going to be complete, and Nick has him in second place himself. But the difference in just sheer stature, I think it's just going to be too much for Shaun to overcome. In the judges' eyes, assuming everyone is on 100%, I just think that Shaun is going to just get outsized. Now, if Shaun does pull off a victory at this year's Arnold Classic, or even a top 3 spot, it could signal a change in the judging criteria in the pro ranks from here on out. So, will the judges see Shaun as too small, or will he live up to the name of the Giant Killer once again? Well, only 2 weeks to go until we find out. Thanks for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.